know, we are going to play Name That Noir tonight. This is my lovely contestant joining us this evening. Please tell us your name.
Diane.
Are you going mysterious tonight?
Mosley.
Diane Mosley, okay. And I'm very happy that I saw Diane in the lobby, and I just picked her to do this because she's been coming every night for years, actually. And I always see you sitting in the same seat over here, and I look for you after all this time. It's like, oh, she's good, she's here again tonight. You know, this is great. Okay, I can talk now. So I'm happy to have you here on stage to do this with me. Okay. We're down to the end now, and there are only 2 cards left. Okay, so you get to pick, Diane. There you go. I hope you got the easy one. And you know how this works because you've been here every night. So here we go. Okay, here you go. And for those of you who are maybe here for the first night, the way this works is there are 3 clues. And Diane gets to impress everyone if she gets it with clue number 1. But if she ends up having to go all the way to clue number 3 and still doesn't get it, you get to answer for her and be her lifeline. And then she'll win this DVD that I have in my hand. Okay, you ready? You were here last night, right?
Yes, I was.
That's clue number 1? She could. You could actually, we could just do this with bent up the leg. Okay, clue number 1. Victor Mature plays a small-time crook out on parole. Are you going to say the movie? If you were here last night.
Yes, but you know what happens when you get nervous.
Okay, all right. I know. Clue number 2. Colleen Gray played the female lead and narrated the movie.
I Walk Alone?
No. Well, wait. I'm sorry. It was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
It was 2 nights ago.
Victor Mature.
Yeah. Okay. Victor Mature. I'm going to give you clue number 3. 2 words.
Right.
Tommy Udo.
Oh my gosh! How could I not know? I do know. I do. Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death. We're going to test your allegiance, Diane, because you're winning a DVD of the movie Roadblock, which we're showing here tomorrow night. So I want you to come tomorrow night.
I will be here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See, this is what happens when you host these festivals, that all the days run together. So, like, I thought Kiss of Death was last night. I totally forgot that it was 2 nights ago. Forgive me, Diane, for leading you astray there. Okay, we're at the B part of the program tonight. The Accused was from Paramount, and if Loretta Young was in it, that is no B movie. That's an A picture, right? The Threat, however, is about as B as it gets in 1949. Another product from RKO Studios, and the genius head of the B unit at RKO, Sid Rogel. I love this movie. It's 65 minutes of non-stop violence and brutality, 1949 style, right? Which is different. But still, given that, it's still pretty rough going, all things considered. The connection with this movie and tomorrow night's film that we're showing, that is our Film Noir Foundation restoration, is they're both directed by the same man, Felix Feist, who is a really interesting character and a director that I've sort of tried to resurrect and reclaim and get him some more recognition. He'd been in the business for years, since the early 1930s, and actually directed one of the first disaster movies in Hollywood, a film called Deluge, about a tidal wave that destroys New York City. What are the chances of that, right? But they did make that movie in 1933. And then he went on to do lots of odd things, and then in the 40s emerged kind of surprisingly as this very dynamic B-movie director. And his big calling card was a picture he did in 1947, same year as our second film last night, Bodyguard, also starring Lawrence Tierney, called The Devil Thumbs a Ride, which is a fantastic movie. And then he made a lot of these small B pictures in succession where he showed a real talent for violent action and really over-the-top confrontational drama in very confined places, as you will see in this film. And a very, very interesting guy. I'll have more to say about him tomorrow night when we show The Man Who Cheated Himself, which was one of his bigger productions that he did in 1951. The great thing about this movie is its star, Charles McGraw, who was a bit player in a lot of movies in the 1940s. You saw him in The Killers and many other pictures like that. He's the most granite-jawed, gravel-voiced guy in Hollywood, you know. And this movie is where he really made an impression, playing this convict who breaks out to wreak havoc and get revenge on all the people who sent him up the river. And he's just dynamite in this. And it was this performance that got him really noticed at RKO, where he made Armored Car Robbery after that, where he basically plays a cop exactly the way he plays the bad guy. And then he did The Narrow Margin, and he had a wonderfully long career in pictures up through the 1960s. He died kind of a tragic death. He fell through his shower and broke the shower, the glass on the shower, impaled himself, and bled to death in his bathroom. You can always count on Eddie to give you the uplifting story. And so if anybody ever asks you, why do they have safety glass laws in California, you can say, oh, that was Charles McGraw, the guy in all those film noir movies that was responsible for that, and that is absolutely true. It was his death that made them install safety glass in bathrooms in the state of California. See the stuff you learn here in Noir City? It's kind of amazing. And the other weird connection with this film is Virginia Gray, the lead actress in this picture. There's a Clark Gable connection, because I told you in the previous movie that he and Loretta Young had this little thing that resulted in an illegitimate child. Well, Virginia Gray was known for decades in Hollywood as Clark Gable's secret squeeze. She was totally in love with Clark Gable and was at his beck and call for years and years as his secret lover, even when he was with Carol Lombard and everything. And everybody knew that she was like Gable's gal. And she carried the torch for him forever, with not a lot of payback, I gotta say. And she's a very interesting actress with a tremendous look. And she is great in this film, as she is in most of the films she made. Never made it to the A-list, but she is the best thing in a lot of B movies of the 1940s. So this is at you got 65 minutes of mayhem to enjoy right here with The Threat.